Hi everyone. I'll start with a quick introduction. My name's Puja and I work at the Greater London Authority leading our marketing campaigns team. And what we do is we run campaigns for the Mayor of London's office on core areas and issues that are really important for our city. So the campaign I'm going to talk about today is around homelessness. So I'll start by talking a little bit about the origins of the campaign. I'll then move into a little bit about how we engage the public. And then I'll finish with a few thoughts on some learnings and why I think the campaign was effective. So to begin, we've all seen these headlines. And not just the headlines, we're all seeing the number of rough sleepers increasing on the streets. This is both in London and across the UK. And this was kind of our starting point for the campaign. We know that Londoners are seeing this, seeing it in real life, seeing this issue and worried about it. So this was what we wanted to tackle with this campaign. We wanted to find a way to help. So our campaign was kind of born out of 3 insights. And these insights really informed the approach that we took with this campaign. The first insight was that people want to help. So we, at the outset of the campaign, did a number of focus groups. And what we found was, when consulting Londoners didn't need priming about the issue. They didn't need to, be made to care about this. They already deeply cared about homelessness. So we didn't need to prime them. What we just needed to do was provide them ways to help. That's kind of the interesting thing that came out, was people just didn't understand what it was that they could do, which highlighted a gap for us. The second insight was around fewer people donating on the streets. We live in a cashless society now, and it's not just debit cards and credit cards and contactless. People don't even need their, wallets anymore with the rise of smartphone payments. So, we know that that's taken away a key way that Londoners want to be able to help this issue. So that was kind of another gap, was, taking away one of the ways that people helped. And the third is around cold weather, and this being the time that people wanted to help. So we evaluated the content that we were putting out on the Mayor of London social channels. And what we found was, whenever we talked about the issue of homelessness within the coldest months of the year, people were 6 times more likely to click on our link that said, find out how you can help. And when we specifically referenced cold weather in the post copy, people were 10 times more likely to click our call to action of finding out how they can help. So all of these things really informed our approach. So this led to our campaign. And the campaign was designed off of these 3 insights. It was a winter campaign based on helping rough sleepers and making it easier for Londoners to be able to come together and do that. And the campaign had 2 key calls to action. The first was to donate. And as part of this campaign, the Mayor convened a coalition of 22 homelessness charities, which included Shelter, St Mungo's, Crisis, and a number of smaller charities, and provided one central place where Londoners could donate. And that could be done online, but as part of the campaign, we also rolled out 90 contactless donation points across the city. So these were in shopping centres, in train stations, in coffee shops. So when people are out and about, they could give on the go, kind of replacing that need for the small spare change and the cash. And the second one was around referring to a service called StreetLink. Now, StreetLink's a service funded by the Mayor and other partners, which allows people, if you're out and about and you see a rough sleeper, you can go to StreetLink, either the app, website or phone, put in your location and connect us with our outreach teams who can then go and find that rough sleeper and help them. So this was kind of our other call to action. If any of you haven't got it, I encourage you all to download it. It's a fantastic service. But those were the campaign was kind of built off of the back of those 2 calls to action as being the ways that Londoners could help. Moving on to the campaign itself. So this was an integrated campaign that was brought to life across multiple channels. And the interesting thing about the campaign was that we took a weather-triggered approach with radio ads, out-of-home copy, all changing on the basis of the weather. So when temperatures drop below zero, across the city, emergency shelters open. And that means there's a number of extra beds, and essentially we just really want the public to be referring us and telling us where rough sleepers are so that we can get them into shelters and get them support. So this was really crucial to our kind of process, was this weather-triggered approach that would change when temperatures drop below zero. And this came to life across pedestrian ads on out-of-home, motorist out-of-home on roadsides, and our radio ads, which kind of were delivered by a voiceover artist who was an ex-rough sleeper that we'd worked with in our services. And he'd talk about the experiences he had to try and, bring the issue to life with our audience. So the ad began like a traditional weather forecast delivered by Gordon, who'd talk about the weather, it's -1 degrees, freezing. And then it would spin to say, nobody should sleep in that. I did. And it chilled me to the core. And that was used to drive people to help and raise awareness of services like StreetLink. So what was the impact of our campaign? We saw over 48,000 actions taken over the course of the campaign, which was amazing. That included our donations and referrals. So this was mass participation across Londoners. And this is actually where we probably saw one of the biggest impacts of radio, which was one of our biggest drivers of StreetLink referrals. So out of time, but these are probably some of the key things that I'd say made the campaign a success. If you have any questions, feel free to email me afterwards. I'm more than happy. I love speaking about this campaign, so I can talk about it forever. And thank you very much for listening. I hope you found it useful. Thank you.